Let me ask you something uncomfortable. Have you been trying to eat better, watching your portions, avoiding sweets, and yet that stubborn belly fat just won't go away? You've said no to soda. You walk almost every day. You even buy healthy snacks and light foods at the grocery store. But the fat around your waistline won't budge. In fact, it might even feel puffier, softer, or more inflamed than before. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. I hear it every single week in my office, and I want you to know it's not your fault. You're not lazy. You're not undisciplined. In fact, the foods you think are helping might be the exact reason you can't lose that belly. Because here's the truth. After 60, your body doesn't burn fat the same way it used to. Your hormones change. Your insulin response slows down, and the foods that are marketed as healthy for weight loss often do the exact opposite. They spike your blood sugar, mess with your metabolism, and send your body into fat-storing mode all day long. I'm Dr. Harold Whitman, and in this episode, I'm going to show you exactly which 3 so-called healthy foods are keeping belly fat stuck on your body and what to eat instead to finally start burning fat again, naturally, safely, and without starving yourself. Before we dive into those 3 foods, let me explain what's really happening to your body after 60. This isn't just about a slowing metabolism. It's a complex hormonal cascade that most people don't understand. First, your pancreas starts producing less insulin, and your cells become more resistant to it. This means that even small amounts of sugar or carbs can cause longer and higher insulin spikes. Insulin is literally the hormone that tells your body to stop burning fat and start storing it. Second, cortisol levels, your stress hormone, often rise with age. Chronically high cortisol doesn't just make you store fat specifically around your belly, it also breaks down muscle tissue that's essential for burning calories at rest. Third, leptin, the hormone that should signal to your brain that you're full, starts malfunctioning. This is called leptin resistance, and it means your brain constantly thinks you're hungry, even when your fat cells are full of energy. Let me tell you about one of my patients, Margaret. She's 67, active, and very careful about what she eats. She came to me frustrated and confused. "Doctor," she said, "I walk every morning, I eat low-fat soup for lunch, I snack on granola and drink fruit smoothies, and still I feel bloated, tired, and like I'm gaining weight in my belly no matter what I do." Margaret weighed 172 pounds at 5 feet 5 inches tall. By body mass index, she was within normal range, but her waist circumference was 36 inches, which is already a risk zone for women. Worst of all, she had gained 18 pounds over the past 3 years, and all that weight had concentrated right around her midsection. When we sat down and looked through her daily routine, I immediately saw the problem. 3 foods she ate every single day, foods she thought were good for her, were actually blocking her ability to burn fat and causing hormonal chaos inside her body. And here's the good news. We didn't need pills or calorie counting. She simply removed those foods and made some small changes to her routine. Within 2 weeks, she said her jeans were looser. Within a month, she felt lighter, her digestion improved, and her energy came back. Margaret's biggest mistake was eating a bowl of so-called whole-grain granola every morning. It had no added sugar on the label and a heart symbol on the box. But inside, it was full of refined grains that turned straight into sugar in her bloodstream. Let me break down what actually happens when you eat this kind of granola in the morning. Your stomach quickly breaks down these processed grains into glucose. Within 15 to 30 minutes, your blood sugar shoots up, often to levels we see in pre-diabetics. Your pancreas panics and dumps out large amounts of insulin. This insulin spike does 3 devastating things. First, it blocks fat burning. Insulin literally switches off your fat-burning enzymes. While insulin is high, your body physically cannot access fat stores for energy. Second, it activates fat storage. High insulin activates an enzyme called lipoprotein lipase, which forces fat cells to absorb and store more fat, especially around the belly. Third, it causes inflammation. Constant insulin spikes lead to chronic inflammation, which not only makes weight loss harder, but also increases your risk of diabetes and heart disease. But that's not all. 2 to 3 hours after this kind of breakfast, your blood sugar crashes. This is called reactive hypoglycemia. You feel hungry, tired, irritable. Your body craves more quick carbs, and the cycle repeats. We swapped Margaret's granola for 2 boiled eggs, some avocado, and half a cup of sautéed spinach. And the difference was night and day. Her hunger disappeared, her stomach felt flatter within days, and her energy soared. Why does this work? Eggs contain all essential amino acids that signal fullness to your body. Avocado provides monounsaturated fats that stabilize blood sugar and support hormone production. Spinach adds fiber and magnesium, a mineral that improves insulin sensitivity. The second so-called healthy food that blocks fat loss is low-fat flavored yogurt. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but yogurt is good for digestion, isn't it? That's what most people believe. And while plain, full-fat yogurt can support gut health, the kind you'll find in most fridges, those little cups with strawberry or vanilla on the label, are packed with hidden sugars, artificial sweeteners, and stabilizers that completely derail your metabolism. Let me break down the ingredients in a typical light strawberry yogurt: non-fat milk, high fructose corn syrup, modified cornstarch, gelatin, natural and artificial flavors, food coloring, aspartame or sucralose, and potassium sorbate. Here's what happens when you eat one of these. The sugar rush hits your bloodstream fast, causing another insulin spike. That insulin tells your body to store this. Not only that, low-fat yogurts often lack protein and fat, which means you'll feel hungry again an hour later. So not only do they cause fat storage, but they also lead to overeating later in the day. But there's another hidden problem: artificial sweeteners. New research shows that aspartame and sucralose can disrupt the balance of gut bacteria, your microbiome. A healthy microbiome is critical for metabolism, vitamin production, and even mood regulation. Margaret used to eat one of these yogurts every afternoon as a healthy snack. We replaced it with half a cup of full-fat cottage cheese and a few almonds. It gave her the same creamy texture she liked, but kept her full for hours and helped support fat burning instead of blocking it. The third food might surprise you even more. It's fruit juice, even 100% pure juice with no added sugar. Orange juice, apple juice, even cranberry juice, they all flood your body with fructose, the kind of sugar your liver struggles to process. Here's the problem with fructose. Unlike glucose, which can be used by any cell in your body, fructose must be processed exclusively by the liver. When you drink a glass of orange juice, you're getting the equivalent of 6 to 8 oranges in minutes without the fiber that would slow absorption in whole fruits. Your liver can't handle this fructose flood. Some of it gets converted to glucose, raising blood sugar. But most of it gets turned into fat through a process called de novo lipogenesis. This newly formed fat doesn't just store anywhere, it preferentially deposits in the liver, leading to fatty liver disease, and in the visceral area, deep in your belly, around your organs. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Investigation showed that people consuming 25% of their calories from fructose for just 10 weeks increased visceral fat by 14%. In comparison, those getting the same calories from glucose showed no such increase. Many of my patients start their day with a glass of juice, thinking it's healthy. But what they're actually doing is giving their body a signal first thing in the morning: store fat. We switched Margaret from juice to herbal tea with lemon. She still got her morning ritual, but without the metabolic chaos. Let me tell you about another patient, Robert, 64 years old. He was a retired engineer, very methodical. Robert had been keeping a food diary for 2 years, counting calories, and couldn't understand why the scale showed the same weight while his belly kept growing. His typical day looked like this. Breakfast was instant oatmeal with banana and a glass of orange juice. His snack was a fitness granola bar. Lunch was a whole grain bread sandwich with turkey and low-fat yogurt. Dinner was chicken breast with rice and vegetables. By calories, he was in a deficit, 1,800 calories per day. By macronutrients, everything seemed right. But by hormonal impact, it was a disaster. Every meal caused an insulin spike. Instant oatmeal is practically pure starch. The banana added more quick carbs. Orange juice finished the job. By 10 a.m., his insulin was through the roof, and it stayed that way all day. We restructured his meals. Breakfast became an omelet with cheese and vegetables, coffee with cream. His snack was a handful of walnuts. Lunch was salmon salad with avocado and olive oil. Dinner was steak with broccoli and cauliflower. After 6 weeks, Robert lost 11 pounds, and all the weight came off his belly. His waist circumference dropped from 38.5 to 36 inches. But most importantly, he said that for the first time in years, he felt in control of his appetite. Let's look at the science. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed 2,000 adults over 50 for 5 years. Those who consumed the most refined carbs and added sugars gained an average of 4.6 pounds of visceral fat. The group with the lowest intake of these foods actually lost 1.5 pounds of visceral fat. Another study in diabetes care showed that replacing refined carbs with healthy fats improved insulin sensitivity by 25% in people over 60 in just 12 weeks. Research on fructose in hepatology found that even moderate fructose consumption, equivalent to 2 glasses of juice per day, increased liver fat production by 38% in just 2 weeks. Now, once we removed those 3 foods, processed grains, low-fat sweetened dairy, and juice, Margaret's body finally got a break. Her insulin levels dropped. Her hunger stabilized. Her body started burning fat again. And the best part? She didn't feel restricted. She felt free. But removing the wrong foods is only part of the picture. You also have to give your body the right signals. That's why I gave Margaret a simple daily plan to reset her metabolism naturally. In the morning, start with protein and healthy fat. This is critically important because your first meal sets the tone for the entire day. If you start with carbs, you're programming your body for blood sugar roller coasters for the next 8 to 10 hours. Perfect options include scrambled eggs with avocado and spinach, Greek yogurt that's full fat and unsweetened with chia seeds and a few berries, a smoothie made with coconut milk, protein powder and greens, or an omelet with mushrooms and cheese. Add green tea or coffee. The caffeine and catechins in green tea gently stimulate metabolism and improve fat oxidation. At lunch, focus on fiber and protein. Fiber slows the absorption of any carbs and feeds beneficial bacteria in your gut. Protein maintains muscle mass and provides lasting satiety. The lunch formula is a large salad of dark leafy greens as your base. Protein like chicken, fish, eggs, or legumes, healthy fats from olive oil, avocado, nuts, or seeds, vegetables in as many different colors as possible, and minimal packaged foods. Avoid anything that says low fat or comes in a package with a long ingredient list. In the evening, keep it light, but nourishing. Your metabolism naturally slows toward evening, so big, heavy meals can disrupt sleep and morning fat burning. Dinner options include steamed or roasted vegetables with a piece of fish or meat, a small amount of quinoa or lentils for those who want carbs, bone broth with vegetables, which is an excellent source of collagen and minerals, and herbal tea instead of late-night snacking. And finally, move your body. Nothing intense is needed. Just walking every day after a meal helps regulate blood sugar, reduce belly fat, and calm inflammation. Research shows that even a 10-minute walk after eating can reduce post-meal glucose spikes by 30%. For people over 60, this can be the difference between storing fat and burning it. Margaret followed this exact plan. Here's what happened week by week. Week 1, her afternoon fatigue disappeared. She stopped craving sweets at 3 p.m. Week 2, her jeans felt looser at the waist. Her digestion improved with less bloating after meals. Week 3, her morning energy increased. She fell asleep faster and slept more deeply. Week 4, her waist circumference decreased by 1.5 inches. Her weight dropped by 6.2 pounds. Week 8, total weight loss was 11.5 pounds. Waist decreased by 2 3/4 inches. Blood tests showed 22% improvement in insulin sensitivity. But the numbers are only part of the story. Margaret said, "For the first time in years, I feel like my body is working with me, not against me." If you want to accelerate the process, here are some additional strategies. Try intermittent fasting by restricting your eating to an 8-hour window. For example, eat from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. This gives your body a 16-hour break from digesting food and allows insulin to drop to baseline levels. Manage stress because chronic stress raises cortisol, which directly promotes belly fat storage. Meditation, yoga, deep breathing exercises, find what works for you. Get quality sleep because lack of sleep disrupts leptin and ghrelin, your hunger and satiety hormones. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every night. Do strength training because muscle tissue burns calories even at rest. 2 to 3 times per week of light strength exercises can significantly accelerate fat loss. Here are practical daily tips. In the grocery store, shop the perimeter where fresh foods are located. Read labels. If there are more than 5 ingredients, leave it on the shelf. Avoid anything labeled diet, light, or fat-free. When cooking, prepare large batches on weekends. Always have hard-boiled eggs on hand for quick snacks. Frozen vegetables are just as nutritious as fresh ones. In restaurants, ask to substitute potato or rice sides with extra vegetables. Request salad dressing on the side. Don't hesitate to ask questions about preparation methods. You don't need to go hungry. You don't need to count every calorie. But if you're over 60, you do need to eat in a way that works with your hormones, not against them. Margaret followed this exact plan. After 4 weeks, her belly was noticeably flatter. Her mood was better. Her sleep improved. And for the first time in years, she said, "I feel like my body is working with me again." Remember, change is possible at any age. Your body wants to be healthy. Sometimes you just need to remove what's preventing it from functioning properly. So here's what I want you to do today. First, look at your breakfast. If it's full of grains, sugar, or juice, replace it. Second, check your snacks. Ditch the low-fat yogurts and bars. Go for whole foods with fat, fiber, and protein. Third, make your biggest meals full of nutrients, not packaging. And finally, believe that change is possible. I've seen it in Margaret. I've seen it in dozens of my patients. And I believe you can feel that transformation too. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more videos like this, and if you're ready to remove those 3 foods and reclaim your belly health, type flat belly in the comments. I want to know who's taking that first step today. I'm Dr. Harold Whitman, and I'll see you next week with more ways to help you feel lighter, stronger, and more confident, one smart choice at a time.